Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Moin. I think this is better. Hold on a sec. It's because I basically flocked up a bit. I need a catcher. This one. Now this is better. So, again, welcome. Sorry, no Jerry this week. He's on his ferry to UK Games Expo, so yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a bad internet connection on the ferry, so he can't be with us tonight. But instead of me waffling and rambling around just without any pointed sense, I'm using this opportunity to get myself finally done with the Spring Clean Challenge. So, might we go down on my table? Let's see if this works. Let there be light. Hello, Mr. Demon Sub and Danley. Marvel. Oh god. Collecting action figures is going to be a hell of an expensive hobby if I go by any pricing of similar hobbies. But at least this way you will be having a lot of choices when it comes to his birthday or getting him a present or something. Let me get my old man eyes visual enhancers in place. So, no different from... So we were stuck on these, or rather I am, because I still... Yeah, I'm a bit undecided on most parts, so we'll start with something simple, and that's the ribbons on the parcels. That's the word I was looking for. So, I'm thinking going contrast route, so green tape on a red parcel, bluish tape on yellow, red on green, something like that. Let's see how that works. Waiting for a mini to dry. Is it as bad as waiting for paint to dry? Where's my brush? There's my brush. Hello, Dutch. Welcome. So, blue. Where is blue? There's blue. No hairdryer or Jerry. No Jerry. Jerry's on a ferry. Jerry ferried off far beyond into another dimension that is Britain. He needs to make himself comfortable. Let's see. I need a wee bit more looney down. Oh, that should be enough. Now there's my... I need a dry cup for this. Off to the fish tank. Well, I'm guessing he'll be cursing all the way there because they're way too early for UK Games Expo, but for some reason, I think the team always ends up being there very early. But then again, preparing media booth setup is possibly not the worst. And here I already fucked up. I did say I wanted to use green on the red one, but now I'm using blue. Whatever. At least it gets done. Yeah, they do travel very early. I'm not sure if it's because they are afraid of getting stuck in traffic somewhere, or there's something else bothering them. At potential rest, depending on how much in advance they can actually show up, but it also generates costs. So there's that. Remember, the team has to be lodged and fed, and in Jerry's case, hydrated. So just being a day early isn't just a day in advance, it's also many costs. I'm guessing since it's UK Games Expo, they already know which pub to frequent, since they have been covering UK Games Expo for some time now. I mean, if you're bored, just put UK Games Expo logo into your search engine of choice, and what will come up is most likely a Beast of War OTT link. Hello Zork, welcome! Getting Warren to drink milk. I'm not sure I want to get into that discussion. No, Dave, they're going via ferry. So there's no flight of any kind, because I think the fact that they need to haul a big amount of equipment also really mitigates the usability of flying, because I guess it's going to be very expensive hauling that much equipment via plane. Also potentially dangerous for the equipment, because yeah, planes aren't very stable. And something must have changed on my camera smartphone, because I'm seeing the battery plummeting even though it's plugged in. So here's hoping it'll stay charged. I hope the background music isn't too loud for you lot. Yeah, the charger is plugged in, but it's only in the PC, so I'm not running off mains, but from USB voltage. I'm going to... Trouble is the mains is too far down. I'm not sure the length of the cable is sufficient. Let me try. Nope, not even close. I just have to. Yeah, it is charging, but the camera battery is fairly old by any standard, so it's to be expected to be draining quickly. Though it hasn't drained that quickly the last times we used it, so I'm not sure what that is. Potentially the battery is totally blown now, or it's just the gauge that's showing levels of charge is not acting correctly, and that's why we're seeing weird numbers. Batteries in phones are a weird thing at times. So, anybody looking forward to anything special from UK Games Expo, or is even someone of you lot going there? Me personally, I'm looking forward to the further reveals on the 15mm armored clash. 6 mil? 6 mil. At least I'm hoping there will be interesting releases. Jill is going to watch from the comfy of the home. Yeah, that's probably the best. No need to stand in line, getting coughed, catching crud. Oh, that's those ribbons done. Legion fire sale. You don't have to play Jerry's part here. For block's sake. Oh, I'm miffed that the only thing on the agenda for the live stream Star Wars related is actually Shatterpoint. I'm going to say all of them are getting Concrud afterwards. Simply because of the fact that they're having joint evenings. So if any one of them is catching it, and potentially those on the floor will be the ones spreading it around, I'm guessing it'll make its way to all of the team, one way or another. Though I'm personally hoping that none of them get any kind of Concrud. Jerry will be staying in his booth during the day, but in the evenings, at some point, there will be a converging point where they all meet in some description. The pub. Yeah. I think it happens every year, but last year we were more aware of it because reasons. The event, remain indoors. I'm not sure beer is strong enough to kill germs. I think you need to go more like whiskey or vodka. Something high potent. Oh, Victoria's gin. Gin is something I never had any acquired taste in. It's just not my cup of tea. But then again, I'm not that much into alcohol as some other people might. I do enjoy it occasionally, but I'm getting tipsy too fast to properly enjoy it. Gin flavored ethanol, yeah. That's a description for the ages. So basically most spirits are a weird thing. I mean, who in his right mind would intoxicate themselves voluntarily? Besides humans. So is anybody else doing hobby tonight, or are we just watching my paint dry? Koalas! Well, I do remember that one Disney animal movie where the elephants and everybody else is eating fermented fruit and all getting tipsy, but I think that's not getting drunk on purpose like humans do. I mean, some of us go out of their way to actually create even stronger potions of that nerve toxin. Just working from the figs. Still very much following your progress on the little ones. Not quite sure how I'll be able to replicate some of your painting over on the gnomes team side, but we'll cross that bridge when we arrive. Ribbons. I think that's all the ribbons. Yep, no more ribbons. Good night, Dutch. Oh, holiday is a nice thing. I'm hoping the painting scheme will work on these. It could potentially. Also, your work with the yellow jackets, very nicely done. Highly jelly of your skills in that regard. So, is he done? I'm going to say, apart from the flooring, he's done. He goes to live in that corner. So she needs some kind of boots and additional paint. Since she's already got black gloves, I think black boots are in order. If I can find my black. Bloody hell. My black vanished. Stop the thief! Huh? Where's my black gone? There it's... My eyes are getting to me. Don't count your tufts, Jill. It'll drive you insane. Especially if you're starting to run the numbers later on to see how much money you've spent on all that extra. It'll be a nightmare. Just like painting shoes. And faces. And eyes. And painting overall is a nightmare. Why am I even doing this? I don't know. You tell me. You leave a note in the comment. Why am I doing this to myself? Keeping notes on how much you pay for your miniatures? Are you mad? I mean, I'm already afraid to look at prices when I buy just the minis. I'm not starting to add up stuff I use for them in addition to make them the way I want them. That could be potentially ruin the fun. Well, I'm guessing we have to be a bit mad in this hobby to a degree. Otherwise, we would all be ending up like Crispin and making one-to-one scale models from tiny starfighters for a billion suns. Speaking of those, are you done with them, Crispin? And what about the what about your what's it called again? The castle. Why can't I remember even basic vocabulary? It's potentially about the heat. If Jerry knew how hot it is here currently, I think he'd go insane. Currently, very hot. Why is his nose white? Nobody knows. But that's him done as well. This one is giving me the most headache. There's still so much armor plating on him. I mean, I could just go all silvery on it and call it a day. But that feels like cheating. That's bronze, that glorious gold. We need the wet palette. Yeah, nobody will know. Nobody watches this anyway. So hell. Well. Using some bolt gun metal. And a small dab of black. If I can get this pot open. Open sesame! Oh, it went. Give me a blob of black. Oh, it should be. Dull it down a bit. Make it a bit more steel. Thick. Some DIY Lamium medium courtesy of, I think it was Winter Mini's recipe. Can't be sure. Might as well be. Oh, that looks good. Here we go. Here goes nothing. Oh, I think I've overdone it with thinning. Let's see how that dries. Not having high hopes for this one. This is just too much armor plating on one simple model. I mean, someone who's more skilled at painting might work this out on a more better level than I am. But I'm here sitting with my talents, or lack thereof. But fuck it, I need these painted. I want to finish this spring clean project, and also I want them painted to have a go at the game eventually. Even if the year's already passed the half mark. Yeah, way too much thinner. Can't hurt, can it? Then we have to apply 2 thin coats. In multiple passes. Multipass. In case anybody is interested in my opinion on Rebel Moon 2, I watched it with my wife, and yeah, I liked the first one. The second one, not so great. Could be better. Weird at times. Somehow just nah. I don't know why. Well, the first one is an enjoyable evening filler. It's a cheesy popcorn movie of sorts. Characters at times are predictable, at other times odd, but overall was it enjoyable. The second one is just, I don't know. Can't even tell you how to put it. It's just odd. This is hard to make out if this is actually continuation of the armor plate in front, or if that's some kind of cloth fabric. I'm going to interpret it as armor piece, just to get rid of the black. Because I say so. There, done. Now it's armor. You go for drying back there. Now, this friend here? Let's call him done. There's nothing more I want. Oh, maybe give the dog a black snout. A black nose, if you will. thinking about the dog and almost painting the dwarf's nose black. That works. I'm pretty sure I'm going to regret it, but it's a barman. A barman needs a red nose. A bartender, that's the word I was looking for. That's a bit too red, but heck. So he's an alcoholic bartender. Or maybe his name is Rudolph, the red-nosed bartender. Yup, he's having a red nose. Sadly, no, Jill. The replies I got on the forum weren't as insightful as I hoped. I'm not sure. I actually had planned to ask Jerry, but somehow last time I saw him I forgot. And then he was busy with stuff. So, yeah. That will have to wait then. But I'm guessing sooner or later I'll be able to either teach myself or find someone who can teach. How do we do this? There's already too much brown on this lady. Well, no, it's basically I'm trying to come up with 2 lists of wizards for an introductory Frostgrave game I like to play with my friend, who I usually play with Battletech. Thing is, I've never played Frostgrave, neither has he, so I'm already struggling at putting together any kind of basic fun for all list to use as a, well, a demo game of sorts. And the replies I've got so far are from 2 lads, if I remember correctly, that never have really played Frostgrave for themselves, so they are more on the theoretical side. I mean, I know there's different schools of wizards, and they all have their advantages and disadvantages, but it's hard to figure out which one are the most plain vanilla played forces to have a balanced match on the table, just to get the rules into your system. Oh, that's actually a good idea to look at the Let's Plays from OTT. I have thought of those, which only shows that sometimes the most obvious answers are way too close in front of your nose. Need to make a mental note on that. I mean, I have the at least 3 warbands up and painted. The terrain is painted. I basically just need to make the list, and then we can have a go at it. And I've already told my friend that I'd like to do so, and he wasn't objecting. Well, not as hard as I think he would, or might. The worst thing about using an enhancement to look at your paint jobs is you start to see all the bloody errors you made. I mean, theoretically, it shouldn't be too hard to do a list, but for some reason my brain just locks up. And then I start overthinking. There's the paint. Potter's grave back on the table in summer when everybody is complaining about the heat. That sounds about right. Seriously, yeah, I think that's the best way to play a game that's in the winter, just to have yourself immersed in the game and not be sweating like a lunatic. Yeah, I think miniature painters are in a way very similarly affected by the weather like farmers are. Too hot, can't paint, paint's drying too quick. Too cold, can't prime, can't varnish miniatures. Too moist, see cold. It's like nature doesn't want us to paint miniatures. Gold. I need a gold. Only the smallest drops of paint. Coming back to the subject of UK Games Expo, will Justin be tackled by the Vikings this year again? Will he have another set of van braces? Will he be eating the greens on his table? Or plate, sorry, not table. My guess is no to all. Full Gibson. Oh, speaking of suits, anybody who has seen the XLVS this weekend, I find that the banter, the joking, and the overall chemistry in that episode was one of the best in the last few weeks and months. I feel that somehow just it worked. Even though they were talking about stuff that was completely unrelated to Hobby, like John's car project. Hello, Nick and Toros. Give the Wookiee a hug on my behalf. If you can find him in his booth. Yeah, and if you have a look-see at the Let's Play they put out today about the West End game, it felt like Ben has been on drugs. At least I was under the impression that he had some kind of yeah. It was Ben, but also evil Ben, if you know what I mean. I think what I like most is that they just didn't interrupt each other all of the time. Though they had done it unintentionally more than usually, because I think the new software they're using is different. Still haven't found out what they're using now for a recording software. They won't tell me. But it seemingly without not without problems, as on the last weekend there was a red box squarely in the middle of the screen, which is some kind of preview box for whatever it is on the presenter's screen. I said there's already too much brown on this mini, and here I am painting in even more brown. Come out. Don't mention the red box. Why not? At first I was irritated until one scene there was a slight delay in the red box vanishing and actually showing what's in the box, so that's how I knew, oh, it's just a preview screen. Or no, I've had that thought as well, simply as he's one of the hosts that originally did the Hobby Hangout on the site. I'm not sure if he's actually willing to do that, or if he just rather wants to stay. Oh god, the red plastic cards that were used for all kinds of weird toys. Yeah, I remember those. Let's take some sandy blue. I mean, technically, John could be here with us even if Jerry's there, because this isn't an official thing of any kind, so they could both be here and at the same time. Theoretical. Maybe I just should ask him if he wants to. I mean, I did do an interview with Ben at one point. We're all just hobbyists, doing hobby stuff. Oh, and speaking of YouTube, I'm going to do a little experiment that was raised as an idea on the Jugs podcast. That being, you need a Space Marine in your thumbnail just to attract more users. So I'm just going to add a Space Marine to the thumbnail in a random place and add a red arrow, and then I'll see what happens. And if that video is going to be an outlier in clicks and views, I'm going to have a great laugh. Oh, also Free. I think Free would be hard pressed to be on any show. I've seen her on LinkedIn, I think, and she's now with a big gaming publishing thingamajig. Square Enix, if I remember correctly. Yes, Jill. Space Marine and Red Arrow. Just to see what happens. But potentially nothing would happen. But I find this to be an amusing experiment of sorts. I mean, when shorts were a new thing, that actually could be weaponized against the algorithm quite easily. I'm also very much tempted to just do a video where I can, with the most clickbaity title and image I could think of, and then just make the video I can't believe you fell for that bloody clickbait, you stupid wanker. Or is that too much? I think that's a bit too much. Maybe a bit too harsh. Oh no! The camera says 24%. We need to hurry. No, Dave, no hot tubbies. I'm pretty sure that will get me banned. Nick, that's actually a good one. I might nick that. Female custodies, just slandish sex slaves in disguise? Question mark. New genetically enhanced Super Dong for Primaris Marines. Are they still working on that TV show with Henry Cavill, or is that already buried? I totally lost track on that. I mean, I would actually be looking forward to watch a decent Warhammer TV series that's not behind Warhammer Plus paywall. Because I can assure you they won't be getting any money from me for that. I have a big internet lending library. Yeah, but Amazon also does tax tricks, so I wouldn't bet on them not canceling the show at the slightest chance of it being not well received. I mean, they did Night Watch, Discworld, Night Watch, or tried to, and it was horrible. Why? Drachenfels actually doesn't ring a bell with me in any kind. I might be tempted to join for a binge month if there would be something like Eisenhorn or Ghosts, if it's done properly, not just some cheap ass animation. I really enjoyed reading those, even though they were a bit cheesy at times. The earliest Warhammer novels I can remember are Harlequin and some other 40k related one. I fail to remember the name by now. They're all sitting next door in my book of shelves. No, shelves of books. That's buried in red tape. If I only knew what that phrase meant. I knew it at one point, but I forgot again. Some kind of censorship thing? Question mark? I only know Scotch tape. Yeah, Inquisitor, Harlequin, Chaos Child. Those are the ones, and those are also the only ones that, for some reason, vanished from the list of books that were published by the German publisher that had the rights to publish them at the time for some odd reason. Every other book that has came out since then that they were able to publish is still to be found at in some lists, but not those three. They just poof vanished. And then Games Workshop stopped using a proper book publisher to publish their book and started doing Black Library all on their own. And ever since then, I've stopped reading. Because I felt the quality was lacking. And with quality lacking, I'm talking especially about translations. I've felt that translations, after they weren't Black Library only, were getting very bad. I didn't enjoy them after that. Oops. Let's see. I wanted to paint the gloves. Gloves. These miniatures are nice, but in some areas the details are just there's no distinction between some of them, so they're just flowing over to one another, so it's hard to make out where to actually put your brush, if that makes any sense. The hardest thing to listen to podcasts talking about books that are written in a different language than I read them in is that at some point you just lose a focal point. At least that's my problem, because I'm way too busy trying to translate back and forth names, places, and what's happening. Yeah, that's how it felt back then. Though I'm pretty sure they had some poor intern that had applied from Germany to be part of the Games Workshop working force and just got hit with a shovel and said, "Yeah, now you're now our chief German translator. Go at it." And speaking of shovels, some way back when, episodes ago, Jerry proposed I would like to see to listen to the Necromancer, two Necromancers and ... series, and I'm quite enjoying that. A really nice, silly take on necromantic fantasy, to put it that way. You don't need basic AI transcription. There are actually good translation tools out there. If you want to have a go, go for deepl.com. It's a German translation machine. or rather invented in Germany and hosted in Germany. It does a stunning good job, in my opinion. Way better than Google Translate ever did. Yes, Dave. 2 necromancers, a bureaucrat, and an elf. And then there's 2 necromancers, a dragon, and something something. So that series is actually very fun. Give me a sec and I will... This series has a proper title. Unconventional Heroes by L.G. Estrella. Currently listening to 2 necromancers, a dwarf kingdom, and a sky city. It's a nice listen in the evening to fall asleep to. It's very individual characters. I especially am very fond of Sam, the entity that's very fond on cake. Hello, James. On the sad news, that camera is talking to me. It's saying we're at 7% battery warning. I'll keep doing this as long as the battery will allow. James, I hope you had a lovely evening so far. If not, I can't help it. But speaking of a lovely evening, I think I need to have a drink. And what better drink is there? Than brown lemonade. Wah! Nice wee Guinness. Well, if I wouldn't be going to donating blood tomorrow, I think I could use one myself. But we won't be doing that, won't we? Great, that was the wrong color of brown. Oh, fuck it. It'll work out. Eventually. Oh no, the camera actually is plugged in, and there is power delivery going to it, but it's just the battery in that bloody thing is so crappy and old. I could try to use a different power bank, but again, I'll doubt that it'll provide enough power to mitigate the extensive use on what the camera is taking. Also, why is YouTube now not playing my music? You fucking wankster. No, actually not chill, James. It's very hot. I think Jerry would be dying by now. Bloody hell, where's that cable gone? Follow. Found it. So for some odd reason, the poor little power bank is actually supplying more power than the full-fledged gaming PC. I got complicated. Nobody tell Cheesy that he was right. Bloody hell. It's actually charging. I can't believe it. I do wear clothing, my friend. Only the parts that are shown on camera. Also, that's a reason why there will never be a hot tub. I'd be dying. Bloody hell. Didn't I have another brown? Can you imagine Jerry running around in shorts? Orinoco, as I've stated multiple times, I'm not getting a 3D printer. Not until they are working the same that replicators in Star Trek are. It's just not my cup of tea, and I don't have the time, nor the patience, nor the money for another hobby. If anybody else is willing to wrangle that beast, have at it, have fun, enjoy. I won't. And to be brutally honest, even if for some odd reason a 3D printer company would think to themselves, let's have some fun and send this guy who's always ranting about not liking 3D printers, send him a 3D printer, I wouldn't keep it. I know enough people who would be very happy with one. And I'm not saying I couldn't be using one to any hobby advantage, but it's just not mine. Jerry in OTT branded short shorts. Yeah, James, but can you imagine a current generation 3D printer doing replicator noises as long as it's printing? I think that would be a bit annoying in the long run. Our replicators Stargate aren't that bad either as a choice, I feel. But are they called replicators or are they called replicants? No, replicants was what's the game called again? Not Cyberpunk, but Blade Runner. Oh, for fuck's sake, you go and die. Spam, 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 bacon and spam. Timestamp 22:11. Go fuck yourselves. And also go and be blocked. Oh, Twitch changed the bloody... Go flock. Blood runner. No, that tune is from White Bat Audio. It's a playlist called Copyright Free Metal Music, and this song is 90s industrial metal cyberpunk broken. I'll have you... giving you the link. Nah. So, I think most of the miniature is done, so now it's time for painting the bloody bases. Shake grey well. Tick. Fucking hell, the bloody webcam is actually charged. I hate it when other people are right. Don't tell Dutch. No, nobody can tell them. Grave Lord Grey. Good night, Demons Up. Thanks for being here. Hope to see you and Jerry next week again. Though I'm not betting on Jerry being here next week. I'm not sure how long Games Expo actually goes. So I'm not sure when they will be back. This being called grey is a bit of a stretch. It's almost black. Well, once this is dry, this is getting a proper dry bush. Yeah, but they need to haul the equipment back to the studio and set up things, and so I won't be nudging him. Let's face it, he's here on a voluntary basis, very much so, and I'm 100% grateful for every episode he can manage to join in and let us participate on his wisdom and insights and rantings. Who's getting food poison this time? Oh god, I hope nobody. Food poisoning is one of the worst experiences you can have in my book. Of worst experience of things that are not having long living side effects. It's just never eat shellfish at a con. I'd go so far and say never eat shellfish, full stop. Fish is a dangerous food. I mean, there's fugu. Wouldn't touch that. This is going to be a very dirty floor for the pub. Fish are friends, not food. I really need to work on my OBS setting so I can have my sound effects not only on the project system page. But every time I remember to do that, it's 10 minutes before show, and that's a bit late to start working on things. Saturday Night Fever lineup. No. I feel for a game of Barroom Brawl that would just not fit. Night Fever, Night Fever. I think, if anything, that would fit the Christmassy theme, it would be something like the colorful panels from Xanadu. Thanks for the offer, Nick. Testing settings isn't really the problem in this case. It's just I need to take the time to sit down and make stuff, and the remembering part about that is actually what's catching me off guard. I'm planning to switch from Skype to something different for weeks now, and I haven't gotten around to prepare anything. So yeah, there's that. But someday I might make it work. Potentially. Beer stains and sticky flooring. Let me think about that. Well, maybe after everything has been done and dry brushed, and I can only ruin things I've already achieved. Though I might be tempted to add some skulls and bones in random places to Warhammer it up. Wahaha. I wonder if Mantic is going to re-release this set this Christmas again, or if they do something similar. I find this concept appealing. Having a little game that's brought to you over the course of 24 days. that you can then enjoy painting and building. Though there's not so much building in this one, besides gluing miniatures to bases. I think that the most pleasant surprise is that the furniture that comes with this also doesn't look too shabby on a board of Hero Quest. So there could be some variation. That's also something that's still on my to-do list, getting the Hero Quest stuff done and painted. There's way too much stuff on my palette. Sometimes when I'm having a real lack of motivation for the hobby, I'm having short bursts of thinking, why not just dump it all? And with dump it, I don't mean throw it away, but just leave the hobby behind. And then again, I look at all the nice miniatures and the weird people I've met, and then I think to myself again, it's not so bad. Other people have houses full of unpainted stuff, attics, cellars, exterior containers. I only have a few boxes sitting around. So in the grand scheme of things, I'm one of the good ones, I feel. And you can't tell me otherwise. Well, the grey is actually drying grayer than I feared it would. Speaking of saving, Mr. James, I am actually really tempted with the new edition of Board War, but it's such a pain in the ass to get stuff. I feel our hobby is one of the most economical friendly that there is, because we keep on buying and selling stuff like there's no tomorrow. It's almost as bad as with books. And I really can't get myself to part with anything I start collecting. Because once I collected it, it's mine. You can't have it. Gaps on the shelf, or I'm pretty sure they will be very short-lived. Oh, and I'm happy to report that I finally managed to have someone come over and take the crap out of the garage. So, coming... what date do we have? Tuesday next week. There will be clearing part of the garage of stuff that's in there. So, hopefully, fingers crossed, if nothing else turns up, I'm going to have some space again in the garage, which means I can potentially use my airbrush again. Which would be grand if summer is coming along and it's getting actually warm enough to outside to sit in the garage and enjoy using the airbrush and not freeze to death. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. First, there must be some stuff sorted out and thrown away and put aside. And then the remaining stuff needs to be reorganized and put in shelves. And if I can manage to get the wireless working properly in the garage, we could actually have a different set of scenery. Theoretically. Not making any promises whatsoever in that regard. Almost done, almost done. Second to last of the tiles. Hello, Mr. Dog. I think I need to add more paint. Electric trikes now. I'm not sure. Are you talking about actual motorbike trikes or bicycle trikes? Either way, I'm not getting any electric vehicle in that direction. As long as my legs work, I'm going to pedal myself and have some kind of movement that keeps my belly in check. Because sitting all day in your job tends to, yeah. Let's say it's not good for your diet. Also, for that amount of money, most electric vehicles are going... I can buy so many miniatures. Buy all the minis! Paint none! Never sell them. I might be tempted by electric motorcycle if that actually wouldn't sound so stupid. Because I know even if that's a weird thing, but I like the sound of a combustion engine. Especially on a motorbike. There's just something soothing about it. And riding cross country and hearing the dulcet tone that just goes blah, 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 blah. C4. I might look that up. But then again, I'm not very fond of electric vehicles for multiple reasons. Mostly, they're just not as practical as a combustion engine currently. Most of our use cases as our family, they would work, but for those where it would be actually important to be able to drive longer distances to visit family, it's just not viable. Not yet, at least. Charging takes too long, ranges are too short, and I hate that those things don't have proper knobs and dials, just awful fucking bloody touchscreens. Yeah, James, that's the thing. Having something like a very small car just to drive around inside city limits or to take home groceries, it's all fine. But the second you want to have something go a longer distance, or maybe have it tow a what do you call it? A trailer or something, you need more oomph, and then your batteries are going to be sipped dry. Like someone we all know sips dry a can of beer or a bottle of whiskey. Not naming names here. Cheers. Yeah, it seems like people have complained about them a lot. Not having buttons, and I had seen some cars that I thought from the outside, oh, this doesn't look too shabby, and then I took a closer look inside, and yeah, it's just like, no. You need something that's what do you call it? A tactile feedback. If you're driving, you can't afford to look at these screens at all times. Oh no. I crap. Oh no, so much light. See? That's what happens if I paint. I'm completely unaware about this situation about how charging is working on long distance runs. I only know that they are taking way too long. So, I'm calling this project almost done. The only thing I think that's actually left to do is give the base proper dry brushing when it's dry with a gray to make the tiles pop, and maybe add some more paint between the cracks to have proper things. A battery report. Can't promise you that. I still need to read the rules. Reading is not the problem, but understand them. But that's a proper size that actually can go on the table, and maybe, you know what? Come to think of it, this could be a play along. I think as a game on the channel.
just for shits and giggles. I need to think about that. But this could work as a participation game with the audience. What do you all think about that? We could all have a sit down and play together. Like good little children. If it works. Oh no, I almost forgot to close my wet palette. And that would make my wet palette very dry, which is unfortunate. You go there. And no, I need to sort back my paints because I'm like that. Grey and black. That's 206. 20. 33. Sandy Goldens. 10. Oh. I think I mis-sorted. 6. 10. 9. 15. Oh, why can't I do it more easily? 4. 13. That doesn't make any sense. One, two, 23, 20, 23, 7, 17, and the last number is 18. 3, 6, 7. I think I need to add more paints to my speed paint range. Just to close the numbers. This looks much better. You go live there. Hello there, Dace. Welcome. I'm just looking for my protective cap and getting this on my brush. Step. Because for reasons we're done. At least I am. It's way too hot. Paint is drying so quickly, even speed paints are no fun anymore. I can highly approve of this lemonade. Sorry. With that said, I thank everybody for being here. Everybody who indulged it, looked at what I was up to with out of shot painting. Yes, Jill, prepare to be surprised by evil laughing Ben. At some point, I think he started growing horns. Even though he was the good guy, quote unquote. Yes, seeing you over in the OTT Discord or the OTT site, and I'll be back next Tuesday. Oh no, hold on. Hold my horses. I think next week. Yes, next week there will be no Hobby Hangout because I have to attend family matters. So I'll be back on the 11th. Remember, the 11th. See you all then. Have a good one. Bye.